Number 5, watch your language. And I don't mean watch your language as in don't swear. You can if you'd like. Either way's good for me. Watch your language is in how we describe things changes our emotional reaction to them. I'm going to put in a little story here from my past. I was working my way out of my depression and doing an excellent job and using a lot of the tools and skills I'm sharing with you now. And I was in counseling at the time, and I had a counselor that I was working with to help me with this. And she wasn't really the best counselor ever, really. But I was going to see her just the same, because that was on the list of things to do to get better. And at the time, I was living in a really big house, and I couldn't afford the rent or the bills on it, because I wasn't able to work at the time. So I was going to have to move out of my house and into a tiny little apartment downtown. And I remember the counselor saying to me, she said, she looked all sympathetic. We'll talk about that later. She looked all sympathetic and she said, after all you've been through, now you're losing your home and facing another catastrophe. And I corrected her very quickly. I said, no, what's happening here is I have to move to a smaller place till I get back on my feet. It's an inconvenience. So how I looked at that happening very much changed my emotional reaction to it and the outcome. If I would have said, oh, I'm crushed and victimized again by my disability and my depression, I'm losing my home, my life's one-stop catastrophe after another that I'm never going to get over, if I used that type of language with myself, I think it wouldn't have turned out so well. So saying, well, I think I have to move to a smaller, cheaper place for a little bit while I get back on my feet. And this is inconvenient, but it's not the end of the world. How it worked was I did exactly that. I moved to the smaller place, got back on my feet. It was very nice to have less bills to worry about and to be able to afford rent and bills and food and stuff. And I got a few dollars ahead, started up my YouTube channel, so that was fun, and that did so well. I was able to move into a much better house than the one I was in before, so it all worked out great. So watch your language. If you find yourself saying catastrophic, dramatically horrible things, oh my God, I feel dead, that will have a different effect on your emotional state and your physiology than saying, you know, I'm feeling a little down right now. Perhaps it would be nice to treat myself to a rest. Then I might feel much better. So watch your language. Other people will do it too. They'll try to put it on you. They will try to catastrophize your life. They're being nice, so don't hate them for it. But in the long run, it doesn't do you any good. So watch your language. Change words like catastrophe into inconvenience.